Hey guys, this week in social studies, we are going to be reading Week 20 magazine. It is all about business, so it's going to look like this. I'm going to send you guys a document that has all of this on there. Okay. I would like for you guys to first read about Mr. Law's big dream. Okay. It is about Mr. Law, okay, he wanted to open his own business, okay, but he really didn't know exactly what kind of business he wanted to open. So he reached out to a lot of people, talked to people about it, did a lot of research to figure out the right kind of business to open. Okay, he was very nervous and scared at first about opening his own business. But then he chose a business that he really liked and he started it. Okay, and he wanted to know how his business would work right away. Okay, he had worked a lot of hours. He did plenty of research. He read a lot of books. He had enough money. And so he wanted to open up his own restaurant. Okay, so now, as he did that, his big dream finally came true at last. Okay. At the bottom is Saving Pompeii. Okay, Pompeii was back in AD 79. It was a volcano. Okay, and it was in Italy, and it was called Mount Vesuvius. Okay, and it had violently erupted. Okay, and it sent a lot of poisonous gas in the air and ash nearby a town called Pompeii. After a lot of ash and pumice had stopped falling on the town, it rained. And some people think that the mixture of the rain and the ash and the gas, that it caused a lot of things to die, and it preserved them for many, many years. Okay. And then a lot of people forgot about the city of Pompeii. Okay. But then an archaeologist decided to go back to Pompeii to see if he could find and dig up a lot of stuff that was buried. Okay, so I want you guys to read about that. In the inside of your magazine, okay, it talks about owning a business, and it can be a rewarding job. Okay, there are lots of small businesses right now that are struggling because of the coronavirus, but hopefully after all this is over with, the businesses can get back to their normal lives and start making money. Okay, so a business is any activity that provides goods or services to people. Okay, so it could be nail salons, hair salons. You can have your own practice as a lawyer, a doctor. Okay, so there's all kinds of jobs, of businesses. Okay, and then we're going to talk about who an employer is, an employee. So an employer is the person who owns the business, okay? And then an employee is somebody who is paid to work for the employer. Okay. So you guys are also going to read about expenses and profits. Okay, so an expense are the cost of all the things that a business needs. Okay, and then a profit is the money that comes in. So when they sell their goods or their services, it brings in profits. So it brings in money. Okay, so I want you guys to read about that at the top. And then at the bottom, you're going to read about a man called Ray Kroc. He's the man who turned milkshakes into millions. So our beloved McDonald's that a lot of you guys like to eat at. I used to go there when I was a child. Sometimes I still do go there because I really like their coffee. Anyway, so I want you to read about the owner of all the McDonald's, okay, and how he got started and how he became so famous. And then if you turn it over on the inside, it says teenagers in the workforce. So as you become a teenager, you guys can get a job. Okay, so there's a lot of teenagers that work more during the summer because they don't have to go to school. So they have a lot of summer jobs. A lot of them work at restaurants. Some of them work for their parents' businesses if their parents own a business. Some of them actually, I know actually some kids who have their own businesses and teenagers as well. A lot of them have YouTube channels that get a lot of viewers. And so the more viewers they have, the more money they make. Okay. At the bottom, you're going to read about what is a free enterprise system. It's a type of system of our economy. Okay, last week we talked about a free market economy. Okay, so because the United States is a free enterprise system, Americans have many freedoms. Okay, so we have the freedom of speech, the freedom of religion. So we have a lot of different freedoms that a lot of other countries don't have. Okay, so I want you guys to read about that at the bottom. Also, see it, want it, and buy it. Have you ever been excited about buying a new toy or video game? I know a lot of you guys have because we've talked about it in class. Okay, so lots of kids can't wait to buy new products to be sold in stores. So I want you to read about that at the bottom. And then when you guys are done reading, please make sure as you're reading to highlight all the important information, highlight the titles, highlight the main ideas of each article as you're reading. And then on the back, it's going to look like this. You guys are going to complete the crossword puzzle. What I want you to do is I want you to read the clues very carefully, and then you have a word list. So you have business, corporation, employee, employer, salary, expenses, profit, consumer, and crock. So I want you guys to read the clues very carefully and then choose a word from the word list, and then you're going to write it in the crossword puzzle. And then where it says minimum wage, you guys are going to read the little article, and then you're going to use the chart or the table, and it's going to ask you questions about the table. So the table is about minimum wage paid in the United States in 2008. Okay, so it's going to give you different states. You have Texas, California, Florida, New Mexico, Washington, and Wyoming. And then about how much they made by the hour. So I want you guys to answer the questions regarding that table. Now minimum wage is a lot more. It used to be $7 and something, but I think now a lot of businesses are paying $10 and something an hour. Okay, because times have changed and things are more expensive nowadays than they used to be. So people are getting paid more. And then I want you guys to read about Ham Solomon. He was a financial hero. Okay, so in 1975, the U.S. Postal Service issued a stamp honoring him. So I want you guys to read all about him. Okay, if you guys have any questions or concerns, please feel free to email me. Bye.